After Show. So the car, my Land Cruiser's been sitting out in front of the shop since the last time we talked about it, and I said, hey, it's out in front of the shop. That means they worked on it, and then they backed it out of the thing, right? So it's like it should go back in a couple of things. The guy told me I work on it on Saturdays because that's nobody messes with me, and there's nobody. The shop's closed, and I go in and work on it Saturdays. I'm like, all right, cool, fair enough.
Weird.
Sure. So Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago, I drive by. I'm like, well, he's probably working on it, right? Nope, shop's closed. It's out in front of the building. Okay, maybe he was taking a break. The next Saturday, drive by. He's probably working on it. Nope. Somebody else is working on some other car in that bay. It's not there. So, yesterday, Tuesday, I called. And not the mechanic, but the guy in the front desk who also knows me by voice now, answered. And I'm like, hey, Jerry, you any idea what's going on with the Land Cruiser? And he was like, well, I mean, I know he pulled the engine again and sent it back to the machine shop.
What?
What? Exactly. That's exactly what I said. What? And he said, yeah, the head was not square. I don't know what he said. Something was not something. I don't know. This machine shop might be a bunch of like kindergartners with tools. It might be. What? It might be. Maybe it's like an appliance shop where they fix dishwashers, and they're like, I have no idea what's going on.
Man, I can't wait to read your Yelp review.
Oh man,
this is crazy.
I don't even know. Like, I'm a pretty patient person, and
You better start kicking up some dust.
Trying to be gracious, but
I just enlist somebody.
Just
this would be a funny like Key and Peele. Remember when they did the Obama thing where he interpreted for Obama? You should get somebody to be like the angry customer. There should be like a thing like Bob's going to go hire angrystandin.com. Like you don't have
angry
it in you to
That's a good service. Yeah, I think legally they own it now.
Probably do.
They've had it long enough.
I don't know what to. I don't know, because Jenny, like I think I told you all this. Jenny's just like, go get it. Just go get it, and find somebody else to do the work. And I could, but it's sunk cost at this point. Like it literally could be tomorrow that it's done. It could be a week from now. Could be another year. I don't know, but I've waited so long. I'm already going to end up paying some money for this. I don't know. And like I can take it back and then have to pay full money to somebody else to do the whole thing, or I could just like, I don't know, continue to wait a little bit longer and just kind of
I know what you should
put up
do.
with it. I don't know.
You should just break in and steal it back.
I can't steal it. It doesn't drive. I would have to break in and tow it.
No, tow it, and then go to the machine shop and break in and steal your engine back.
Yeah, they actively will not tell me what machine shop it's at.
What?
They won't tell me.
Next time you get near the engine, drop a air tag in it.
I actually did think about doing that.
Man.
Drop an air tag in the oil pan.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure what to do about it.
I think it's time to talk to a lawyer. Maybe you get yourself a brand new.
Call the legal eagle.
I don't want a brand new one. I just want
Devin.
my engine. I just want my vehicle back.
Wow, it sounds
so we went to a soccer game last night, and there was one of the brand new Land Cruisers that like they stopped making them for a year in the U.S. and then they have this new model that's considerably cheaper than the older ones and it's super modern and stuff. And there was one of those in white parked at the school as we went to the soccer game, and I was just like walking circles around it, going, maybe I should just do this instead. But it doesn't have a third row like it wouldn't. There's a really good fit. They're cool, but
there's a certain model of the new Ford Bronco. I think there's several versions of it, but there's a certain one that just like, man, I want that so bad, but I can't get it because I can't haul plywood with it. So
yeah,
I think I'm a pickup truck guy for the rest of my life.
Yeah, the new Bronco is. I'm not a Ford guy, but the Bronco is so cool looking.
Yeah,
and it comes. My Rachel's girlfriend has one, and we went to dinner, and then we walked out to the cars together after dinner. I was like, "This is your car? Like, how much did it take to do all this aftermarket stuff?" She goes, "That's how it comes."
Yeah.
So the Bronco,
like they intentionally built it with a lot of that stuff.
when you see it,
Configurable.
the big giant tires and flares and rail runners and step up boards, I was blown away. And then after that night of seeing her Bronco, I saw them at the dealership in Catskill, and there's like 15 of them in a row that all look like they were done up by some high school kid. It's crazy. High school kid with his dad's credit card.
Speaking of, so a few nights ago, I was at a soccer game sitting there and waiting for stuff, and I'm on my phone and I'm looking around. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be getting the Cruiser back soon. And for a long time, I've kind of wanted to have a different rack on the top of it. Like, they want to have this kind of tall and spaced differently, and they have these low-profile ones that are really cool. I'm like, yeah, I should look for the low-profile rack and just see, something like going through my phone. I'm like, oh, cool. There, I found one that is really well-reviewed. Oh, look. Oh, it's on sale. Wait, it's $150 off? That's a really good deal. Free shipping? That's a really good deal. And I looked around on other sites. Just one site has it. I'm like, I'm going to get this thing back soon. I should just go ahead and get the new rack. Oh. So I order the rack. And then the next day I call, and he's like, I don't know. The machine shop has the engine again. I'm like, great. Cool. So I have a rack coming for a vehicle that I'll probably never get back.
Oh, man.
I don't know what to do.
Oh, did I tell you what I'm buying? I didn't tell anybody. I forgot.
No,
that's right.
I mean, told
I'm
us.
buying a
else.
Kubota L. Is it the L? I think
White
the M,
Land Cruiser.
The Kubota M6060, which is a big, it's not the giant tractor. It's a mid-sized tractor. It's not the little one. And it has a heated and air-conditioned cab, so I could drive it in the winter. Because for 20 years now, I hire a guy to mow the lawn. I hire a guy to brush hog the field. I hire a guy to move stuff around my property with his forklifty tractor thing. And after all this time, I was like, you know what? I'm a big boy now. Going to be 60 in a few years. It's the 10th anniversary of the podcast. Let me celebrate.
I'm sure that's what went through your head.
Yeah.
So I honestly, me and Rob were talking. I was like, I just get one. So we drove to the lot. I think Rob was with me when I first stopped at the lot. And I took a picture of a couple of them. And then I went and talked to the salesman, who didn't call me back for like 7 days. And it's so funny. I was really developing a resentment to the guy because he just thinks I'm not serious. And this guy's like, blah, 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 blah. So I went on the stories and I was like, I'm thinking about buying a tractor. Which one should I get? Should I get this one or should I get that one? I know some of the people at the tractor dealer knew me when I walked in. They're like, you're the guy from YouTube. And I didn't think the salesman knew me because he had no idea who I was. But on the offhanded chance that somebody that's like, hey, DeResta's thinking about buying a tractor from Bobcat, you should really give him a call back. And I really also wanted to see everybody's opinion. And overwhelmingly, 75% of the people like, you got to get a Kubota versus a Bobcat. And those are the only two dealers that are within a 5-mile radius of me. Everyone's like, you got to get a New Holland, but New Holland's 35 miles, 40 miles away. I'm not going to go there to talk to these guys.
You have to go to the Canadian border.
Exactly. Just to get my tire pressure checked.
Right.
And so I was like, I am not going to the Canadian border to get a new deal on a Holland and so then I finally get the quote from the guy, what I asked for. And he sent it to my Jimmy at jimmyderesta.com, which is an email I haven't used in 10 years. And to my Gmail
Yeah, what
account.
a ridiculous email address. Why wouldn't you use that one?
No, because it's like website server BS. And
why is that not your email address?
And I sent it to him, like, and I get it to my Gmail. It was in like my Gmail junk folder. I was like, why did you send this here? I gave you my business card. I handed it to you. It has my current information on it. Why did you send it? I was like really annoyed in my first response to this thing. And anyway, so he answered me back to the email, which is the proper email, which I publish on Instagram every 2 days. And he, when I saw him in person, he's like, you gave me that card. I went home and I worked on the quote, and I didn't know where I put your card. I was so embarrassed. I was too afraid to. So I just Googled names, saw all your videos, saw everything you did. I thought you were so impressive. And then, and I found these 2 emails on these random sites. I'm like, okay, fair enough. But so that's what he said.
I like what you said last week when you were saying you're going to buy this, is the monthly payment is the expense of an employee. So this is just your new employee. I thought that was a great way of putting in perspective.
Justifying it in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I'll be able to brush hog my field, which I think I told you before we started. I have about 3 acres that I brush hog, and now with the other property I have 9 acres to brush hog. And here you have to brush hog it at least once a year so that it doesn't turn into trees and branches and turn into a little forest. And all of a sudden you got to clean it with a chainsaw. So you have to brush hog these fields that aren't typically used for hay or anything other than that. And so I have to brush hog every year. I mean, I always find some guy that's like, well, I guess I'll brush hog. I'm like, it says it on your business card. That's what you do for a living. Why do you act like you're doing me a favor? Wow, it is 2024 and nobody wants to actually earn any money. Everybody just wants to be rich without doing anything. Drives me crazy. If somebody has a service and you call them and they act like you're like, well, I guess I'll do that. I'm like, why do you have a business that you promote? That's okay. I'm done ranting. I'm sorry.
It's because all these dang YouTubers showing off the glamorous life, doing whatever they want for free money.
Free money. Have you seen the channel Engine Easy?
I don't think so.
It used to be called JB Engineering or something like that. It was his initials. He makes really cool stuff. It's a lot of 3D printing, like really interesting design stuff. But he just put out a video that I haven't watched yet because it came out last night, I guess. He's been showing how he's making this marble sorting machine. So you put in colored marbles and it checks the color and then sorts it cool. through these little things.
I think I saw.
And that's what he's shown off. But the thumbnail shows that he made a machine that sorts marbles, but then drops the marbles into a frame to make pixel art.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Wow, that's real cool thinking.
It's very cool. So I'm very anxious to watch this. He does some really awesome engineering stuff anyway. But yeah,
I just found him. Okay, that's cool.
Yep. Where's their message? I'll send it. Here we go.
Oh, so you know what else I did this week? I'm gonna brag a little bit about the glamorous lifestyle of a YouTuber. I shot a commercial for Carhartt. An actual commercial. It's going to be promoted. And this is the craziest thing. You guys would dig this. There was a team of like a small film team here, about 4 people. They shot the entire thing in portrait. They didn't even want landscape. It's never going to be marketed outside of a phone, which is crazy. Every time they shoot, like when they did the Nick Hoffman thing, they shot it both ways, or at least they had the frame so they could use it both ways.
Yeah.
This time they're like, nah, we'll never do anything with it, landscape. So they shot the whole thing portrait on fairly high-end fancy cameras, but all the monitors. In fact, the director, who was kind of hovering around everything, had his phone in his hand the whole time. He's like, Chris, could you just push in a little bit? Maybe we need to use the other lens. The entire time he was holding his phone in his hand because it was a DJI app that gives him the feed on his phone. Obviously, he'd probably have a choice to go landscape or portrait. But the entire time, he just was holding his iPhone in his hand, going, yeah, no, Chris, push in, pull on. Can we get that little bucket out of the way? It was amazing, like how times have changed.
You know what I think about when you say they only shot in vertical is I think back to all the videos shot in the 90s. Some were shot on video, some were shot in film, some were shot widescreen, and some were 4:3. And when you find those music videos online now, you can tell which ones were shot in film and which ones were shot on 4:3 video because they look like crap.
So I thought that was just so interesting. And they shot with the high-end DJI camera with it's got like the electronic box and the gimbal lens that hangs out in front on its own little weird thing. It looks like a or it looks like something that would be on like the moon rover. Doesn't necessarily look like a camera. They shot with one of those, and then also another high end. I think it was a Sony.
Yeah,
That looked
DJI
like
makes
a
some
little-
cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And so that was cool. So Rob is in the video too. Rob, my assistant, they did this thing where doing some sort of passing on. So me and Rob had to act like we liked each other the whole video.
You like
No.
everybody.
No, it was good. We had a nice time. He was surprised. I said, "Show up on Saturday and wear nice clothes and shave." That's what the director told me to tell him. I was like, and Devin, we were in the middle. We just started shooting it, and Devin Stone showed up, and I told him 4 or 5 days earlier. He's like, "I'll be there Saturday." I'm like, "Okay, we'll be shooting a Carhartt commercial." I said, "But just come in. There won't be it shouldn't be a problem." So he showed up, and the funny thing is I said, everybody, Devin Stone from Legal Eagle, and a few people like, "Oh, hi," like, "Oh, who's this cute couple?" Him and his girlfriend were with him, and then I figured everybody would know him, and then at one point one of the camera guys goes, "Holy Devin, Legal Eagle, what are you doing here?" It was the funniest reaction because he goes, "I didn't realize that was you. Oh my God, why are you here?"
That's so cool.
And it made me look cool because like these guys are just figuring out who I am. I'm like, yeah, I know the Legal Eagle. Well, he's actually my lawyer.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
it was funny. So the reason I'm bringing that up is Karen, my contact there, just sent me a message saying she's going to show me an early cut in a couple of hours, which I probably don't want to see. That's going to be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go finish up this little video, I suppose.
All right, guys. I'll send you pictures of everything that I buy today
You
in my empty bank account.
you sent
Okay.
photos of the upstairs of the barn, and it's just such a cool space.
Yeah.
It's so
stunning.
beautiful. It's so beautiful.
It's so
like, when you look-
photographic.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty. We shot some of the interviews for the commercial up there, and it was just getting buttoned up. Patrick did all the woodwork. He did an incredible job, and he was just buttoning it up. And so he had a skadoodle when we set the cameras up. Yeah, it's good. It's a great space, and I set it up as an extra bedroom. So when I have people here, as long as the weather holds out for Maker Camp, someone's going to use that as their guest room. So it's gonna be fun.
That's cool.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you all.
All right.
Bye.
Catch you later.
I'll send pictures. Bye.